Here are the key climate pages from the new economic playbook. We rejoined the Paris Agreement immediately after my predecessor had walked away. We got to work pulling private capital off the sidelines, getting the workers in the game, and once again leading the world on climate. Bringing jobs back home, manufacturing and technology. We invented here in the United States decades ago, bringing it back. We're bringing back hope and pride in communities, opening shuttered factories in zip codes too often left behind. I might point out I was criticized very much for having done more to invest in red states than blue states. But I made a commitment that when I ran, I'd be president for all people, whether they voted for me or not. And we're doing that in what I call Investing in America agenda. I wrote and signed the law of the Inflation Reduction Act, the most significant climate law ever passed in the history of the world. We were told it couldn't get done, but we did it. More than $369 billion in climate and clean energy. Not a single Republican voted for it, but the Inflation Reduction Act lowers energy costs for families with rebates and tax credits to install rooftop solar and energy-efficient appliances, weatherizing your windows and doors and high-tech insulation, and more efficient heating and cooling systems, and so much more. And you get a tax credit for doing it. The groundbreaking laws also catalyze clean energy innovation in areas like battery technology, nuclear energy, geothermal, that will create hundreds of thousands of jobs for American workers. In fact, along with other historic investments in infrastructure, and our infrastructure bill was $1.3 trillion in science and technology, private companies in the United States and globally have announced investments of nearly $1 trillion in clean energy manufacturing here in America in the last 3 years. And you all are the leaders of that. You're the ones. We're just getting started. In the face of the dangerous and deadly impacts of climate change, we're also making our cities and towns more resilient. This is a new formula on climate: creating jobs, reducing pollution, cleaning up our water and air, improving our quality of life, building a better America. For example, a once-in-a-generation modernization of our grid means this year we'll add more new electric capacity than we have in 2 decades, and 96% of that will be clean energy. I went to the University of Delaware, and the university professor was the first solar-powered building that inspired residential solar adaptation. And more than 80% of the solar panels and components are manufactured in China, though. But now we're turning that around. American solar panel manufacturing is up 4 times what it was 4 years ago, with more to come. America invented the lithium-ion battery technology that's powering our clean energy transformation, including electric vehicles and the grid. But when Kamala and I came to office, America was barely making any of these batteries, while other countries are commercializing them, but not anymore. There are more than 14 gigafactories, massive, large-scale factories opening or under construction to make advanced batteries here in America, and more to come. We're also making the battery components here in America, making sure the supply chain starts in America. And all of this is helping power an electric revolution in transportation. We've quadrupled the development of electric vehicles since it took office. We're deploying a fleet of clean school buses that will not pollute the air. Our postal service is going fully electric. We've invested $45 billion in electric trains in America, because if a person can choose between a car and a train to get to the destination at the same time, 70–80% of that, they will take the train. And it's 70–80% less pollution than driving the same distance. And we now have tools to lower emissions from building materials. For the first time ever, we're beginning to produce clean steel, cement, and aluminum. I think most Americans have no idea how much pollution has occurred when you make cement. Well, the American people know how much pollution heavy industries produce, since each one produces as much pollution as a small country